Wither Hills offers a unique guided blending experience in its barrel hall, which I will of course be having a go at. So Matt, Patty and Andy, hello. You guys are two of the winemakers here, the assistant winemakers. And so this is something that people can do generally?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yep. So people can pay at the Cellar Door to come down and have this experience. It's one of 3 or 4 different options they can do. And get a chance to see what they like and put their own blend together.
Oh, great. Yeah. So if my blend's good enough, I could be replacing Andy.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, great.
We'll just check at the end.
Yeah, don't worry too much. I think you'll be all right.
So we're going to look at a blending session of 3 of our key components that we have each year. So we've got our Taylor River Pinot Noir, which is off the back of the vineyard here, and we've got Ben Morven, which is about 5 minutes down the road, and then we've got another component which comes from both those vineyards, which is our barrel ferment component. The difference being that it's fermented partially in barrel, which is not typical across all.
The hope is that what we like to show is that there is difference in various parts of the valley, and so the way the blending works, it's kind of, as the name suggests, it's putting stuff together. So we spend a lot of time in the winery looking at different components of the wine, trying to work out what we like, what we don't like, different flavours. It's about consistency of style, and so one component might be big and rich and really sort of, forest floor and luscious, and another component might be quite fruity. And if you put the two of those together, you end up with a bit of both of them. So the blending part of it, which we do across all of the varieties, is really key. I think it's probably, behind the picking decision, the second most important decision that we make as winemakers in the whole.
And you blend it, and then you just have to wait, right?
Yeah.
And see what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Should I be smelling and then tasting as I go?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, I'll pop Ben Morven back. This one certainly doesn't jump out of the glass the same way that the Taylor River did.
Oak coming through on the barrel ferment.
And one behind.
So that really showcases what a barrel can do. It's kind of like that on its own, in our opinion, is way too much to have a wine like that. But the idea is to exaggerate what the oak does, and so what tends to happen is when we blend the wine together is we're using a smaller percentage of that to give that kind of a little bit of a charred lift. And when it comes to Sauvignon Blanc, for example, when we go to blend, we'll have over 100 different components that we put together to make up the blends that we do.
It's not only the different type of cooperage, it's also different type of forest, different type of toast, different shape, different type, the age of the barrel, exactly.
Out of those wines, what was your favourite one?
I really liked the barrel ferment.
A lot of people do.
I know. I like,
Yep.
like
so you like the bigness, cool.
Yeah.
And okay, so
it's a South Australian influence.
Cool. And then what we do is we start to talk about those exact things. What do we like? What's the style that we're looking for? So, we're pretty simple people, and percentages equals mils. So
great.
If we like 50%,
I can work with that.
then we'll work with that.
Okay.
So it's like going back to school. So we put this in here until we get to pretty much smacking on 50%. Then what do we decide? 10% of this one.
Okay.
So.
Gosh, I'm freaking out about this. You guys must just be sweating all the time.
Still got that barrel influence, but it's not quite as powerful as it was in that.
Still a lot though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's try 25%. Let's halve it. Let's try 25%.
Okay. Oh wow. So you.
When we're getting to the Sauvignon Blanc and over 100 components, and we're up to blend 33.
Yeah.
So 33 times we've done this.
Yeah.
We're talking about very small, 0.5%. What does 0.5%
Oh
look like?
wow. Okay.
And they make big differences when you're getting there. And that's the artisan side of.
Yeah, that's so
trying
precise.
to decide where we end up.
Okay. So what happens now? Do we?
Let's halve the oak oaky component.
All right. Well, let's
That's
taste
blend number 2.
I mean, it smells really good. Like I got a lot more fragrance earlier on.
Yeah. So what I did there was tone down the oaky component, and bump up the
Is this more
Taylor
Taylor's?
River. Yeah, so it's 50% Taylor River and 25% Ben Morven and 25% barrel ferment. I mean, for me, I'm getting a lot more spice out of it, and the oak is still there.
It's
but
really
it's
nice.
not overpowering.
Okay, all right. I guess you know what you're doing.
Well, the perfect compliment that someone gives you about a wine is that tastes really good. Right? Not, oh, that's nice. It's got a nice oaky character to it. Because to me, that's kind of, oh, okay, they're picking up on the oak. Maybe that's a bit too much. So
Sure. So you want that
actually,
really
we just want
fully
that
integrated.
really integrated, perfect balance of whether it's Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay, Riesling, Pinot Noir. The wine isn't just the wine. There's actually a lot of thought that goes into it, and also there's a lot of stylistic differences. And so
It's almost like it's really hard, and you can't just roll up and make a delicious one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys know what you're doing.
It's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
cool. No worries. Thank you.